Good morning, folks. Hope you're all doing well. Hi, everyone. Happy Monday. Man, it feels like ages now not streaming over the weekend. I guess also since I stream like twice on Wednesday and then Thursday and then Friday, it feels like it's such a long stretch over the weekend between Friday and Monday streams. And forgive me for jumping right into it, but I have been needing another fix of this game so bad. There are a bunch of things that I want to do today, and I want to make sure I have as much time for them as possible. And the first one is going to be something you've kind of already seen before. So, for those of you jumping in early, I just wanted to point out, what's up, Ms. Roy? Good to see you. Stream muted. I was in Satisfactory a couple times over the weekend, mostly doing blueprinting stuff, which I will show you. In fact, I'm gonna have to do a little more blueprinting because there's one I forgot to make. But one of the things I did when I went in here was start to organize the chemical plant a little bit better with these catwalks. I'm definitely gonna be doing more of that, but for now. All right, first thing we need to do is tear all this out. This is what I was talking about. I need to... This is all gonna be rubber. I'm basically gonna build all of this over again, over here, except mirrored, so that everything produces into the center area, and I can set this up. I'll probably redo this part here into an expanded and more permanent fuel packaging facility. But yeah, power-wise, just to be sure. Oh yeah, we are... Max consumption for this whole thing, for our entire complex, if everything was running full tilt, is 4,600, and I'm currently producing... 7,200 on the low end. Because I don't actually, I think this one on the end here is not actually producing power. Which is fine. It doesn't need to be perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna... Actually, I think the first thing I'm gonna do is... Oh yeah, I put in these stairs to kind of connect this to everything else. I think I'm probably gonna do this for the other stations too. But for right now, I'm gonna put down some personal storage and empty my inventory. So that nothing overflows when I tear all this up. First of all, no more pipeline. But to go through real quick what we're gonna do today, I want to finish the chemical plant for now, which means getting rubber production going. And then I have decided that I want to go ahead and build out more of the permanent factory buildings. I'm gonna do the metalworking. I'm gonna do iron. I'm gonna do copper, and I'm gonna do steel. Because they're all going to be kind of related to each other. They're all going to be like concurrent. And I've already got a whole bunch of ideas for how I want to lay them out. They're gonna have similar functions. Especially since we're gonna go over to the MAM and unlock some new recipes that I've been sitting on. I'm finally going to commit to 2 of them. So the layouts are going to be pretty similar. Well, no. The concepts are going to be pretty similar, but I want to differentiate the layouts in some important ways, just so visually they're not the same. And to that end, I did a bunch of blueprint work over the weekend. I need to modify one. I actually forgot to do one earlier. Sorry, is there a problem here? Okay. Go ahead and lay down more foundations out here. Oh. I keep forgetting I don't have iron plates hooked up to dimensional depots. Because in general, I don't need them that much. Because most of the construction I've been doing... Oh, and I... killed my fuel supply, too. Most of the construction I've been... I can take this stuff. That's fine. Actually, if I take this one... Oh! Everything's gonna fit anyway. Haha. I was overthinking it. Good morning, Zem. Finally committing to something. I know, right? I know. It's about damn time, isn't it? I was actually going to blueprint out this refinery setup that I want to do. But, oh, hey look, somebody to kill. Can't have you interrupting me. Oh, and I also noticed something else. I don't know if this is actually going to be relevant to me yet, but one of these out here, oh my god, is that iron? This is a pure iron node out here. Okay, I'm actually going to have to be careful of this. Because I'm going to want to use this. And it's really far away from where I want it to be. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and put a miner on this. So I don't forget. And I can just build around that. Because, yeah, that's going to be a little awkward. I haven't really been paying attention to if there's any other nodes under here. Mass construct things, but not mass deconstruct things. I can, it's just, I didn't want to miss. And I guess that was kind of pointless. I could have just done it and it wouldn't have really mattered, but, you know. Alright, anyway. So let me go eyeball what it is that I did over here. I do want to get rid of this ladder stuff. Okay, so up here, I had... Boy, I wish I could copy all that. 5. And then, I think... Hang on, how is this? Okay, right on that corner. Okay. There's a gap here. I'm gonna leave that, I think. It might be pretty. Might have some fun with that. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and then it's gonna be 10 of these, right? With the output to this side. Yeah. Output on this one. Okay. Now the other thing I want to do is I want to check the recipe. So the other side we're making plastic. Plastic is 30 crude oil in for 20 plastic and 10 heavy oil residue. But now we're making rubber. Rubber is 30 in, it'll make 20 rubber and 20 heavy oil residue. So everything's going to be the same about this setup, except it's going to be kicking out twice as much heavy oil residue. That's fine. I'm going to have to map all this together. We'll have to, once I have this built, we're gonna have to figure out exactly how much heavy oil residue I have kicking around. Right, how much space did I leave? I think I left a one, is that one tile? No, it's a two. Sure looks like one there. Well, I'll know real fast. The second one is a little bit offset on that seam. Sure, I wear a mask in the area. Oh yeah, I got my gas mask on. Don't you worry none about that. Oh yeah, okay. Yeah, it's... I put 2 squares in between. Okay, 2... 3... 4... 5... 6... Oh shit. I wasn't even paying attention how far out this went. Oh, that's exciting. I don't want to lose out on any nodes. I'm gonna want to capitalize upon them all at some point. 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, I went a little further than needed. That's fine. I might need that eventually. Also, I'm finishing my breakfast now. Alright, so this time the oil... have to get rid of this for now. Unfortunately, I had such a nice setup here. Oh well. We'll come back to that. Right. Cool, okay, that's what I wanted, yeah. We need T-junctions. Oh, right. This, it's not where that goes. I'm gonna go in over here. How far did I put these? I think that should be fine. Let's put them on the seam. I can be something of a perfectionist sometimes, chat. And I have to remind myself when I'm playing this game, I shouldn't be a total perfectionist. Because otherwise I will get nothing done. I'm sorry, nobody told you to turn around like that. Someone I worked with a long time ago had a great saying that I will probably remember for the rest of my life. And it was, don't let perfect become the enemy of good. And I think that's probably pretty self-explanatory. That was stupid. And of course, perfection is fine to aspire to, but it's not something that anyone should ever feel like they have to achieve, you know? A bit tempting to do these clean pipes, actually. You know, I'm gonna be a weirdo about this. Just because the visual aspect is important to me. There we go, that's actually a lot better. There we go. Okay, so that's the oil flowing. Now we just have to worry about the other side. Let me take a peek at the other side and see what I did. I think that's all I did. Yeah. Yeah, that's all I did. Put that on 7. I'm gonna need a bunch of those. Yeah, I wanted to blueprint this out, but it turns out my current blueprinting tech is insufficient to the challenge. You can kind of see everything's on sort of a grid, right? These foundations, they say these foundations are like 1 meter thick. So I don't know how big they would be square, actually. I don't know where I was going with that now. I apologize. I don't know which of these is going to look the best. I don't know, a vertical maybe? But yeah, my current blueprinter can do 4x4. Well, 4x4x4, really. It's a big cube. If I wanted to do a blueprint with space underneath the foundations of the refineries, it's not tall enough. So, unfortunate. Let's see. Put that on 0, and then... How much is each of these going to be making? Oh, I only need to lift 1, which I might not actually use, just because it requires iron plates that I'm running out of. It might actually make more sense to just do it with Mark IV. In fact, yeah, fuck it, why not? I might make that modification to plastic section too. When we get to the iron and steel works, I'm not going to have to do nearly as much of this, because that's all blueprinted out already. How on earth did I hook up the power here? Oh, okay. Okay. I'll wire all this up, but I don't want to put it on the global grid yet. Oh, that was dumb. I want to do every other, not every one. I lose track of what I'm doing very quickly. Okay. Copy these settings. And then paste. Paste. I'm hoping this is going to be rubber and plastic on a scale great enough to last us through the rest of the game, that I can just expand like the pipeline capacity and crystal them up as needed. Well, I don't remember. Now, how'd I do this one? Okay. Yeah, I want to redo this so it's easier to run around. Oh man, okay, that guy's sitting right there. Is that right? We need to be a bit further, closer. I think that's fine. Alright. So that goes in there. Running straight doesn't do it quite the way I wanted it to, but they never do. Oh my Lord in heaven, what is wrong with you? I hate to keep doing this, but how the hell did I do it over here? This is why I really wish I could have blueprinted this. Oh, I remember now. Yeah, it's when it turns blue. And then I can't do that bottom piece straight. Remember, but I think in general you don't need as much rubber as plastic in this game. But again, I can't remember. I don't remember the specifics of most of the endgame recipes. So I'm trying to build systems that are both extremely productive and expandable as needed. There we go. Alright, and I don't think... Yeah, I'm out of Mercer Spheres. I might nip off to grab a Mercer Sphere later, just so I can add one to the end of this. I'm curious of something. How much plastic am I producing over here? 20. 20 times 10. 200. I'm producing 200 plastic. I'm going to go ahead and change all this around. There's no need for it to be slow. Oh, and then I broke that apart. Is there a dimensional depot back here? There isn't. Okay. Alright, we'll come back to that. Alright. So this whole system over here is producing 100 heavy oil residue. This system over here is going to produce 200 heavy oil residue, which means we're going to have a full pipe, a completely full pipe of 300 heavy oil residue. Now, this can be used. Okay, so I can run 5 of these. I'll be able to run 5 of these. Let's get rid of the awesome sink for a sec. No, not T-junction. I want the junction. Alright. That's gonna connect across. Kinda. Let's do this one up. Yeah, a little dizzy doing this, but that's okay. I'll have to do 10 of them. Why does it do that? Why does it flip around at that point? It makes me wonder if, like, foundations have some hidden alignment that I'm not aware of. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that auto. Not that it matters, not that any of this matters. Okay. And then, why did I do that? Because I knew I want to do a cross junction, not T-jump. Okay, so there's that. Would it actually be worth? I wonder. You know, I think it might. I think it might actually be worth doing it like that. Oh, we actually have 10 squares inside here. I didn't realize that. Oh, that doesn't even... Hang on, that doesn't even work anyway. Is that gonna cause a problem? Oh, it is up a little bit in terms of what I'm trying to do. I do kind of want to do this, though. Ooh, I know what I can do. I know what I can do. I know what I can do. How do I want to do this? We're gonna need like a... This is weird. Excuse me. I mean, like a half foundation here? For reasons? And then... Pipeline support along here. Is that right? Is that what you want? I think it is. You know, if I look at it like that, it's not actually straight. Do I care? Does it really matter? Does it really matter? Is it gonna bother me? It's gonna bother me. I'm sorry, chat. I am so sorry. Alright, okay. I think this is gonna be the way to do it. I think this is the way I'm gonna have to do it. Okay. No, that's not right. Two. 3, 4, 5. All right, small amount of room to expand as needed. Actually, out of curiosity, how much room do I have to expand this? 2. I can actually perfectly cram 2 more in there, but the spacing won't be the same on them. That's fine. That is completely fine. Okay. Okay. It's not going to be lined up perfectly anyway. There was just no way to do it like this. Actually, is that even gonna... not gonna work? Yeah, that's fine. I can just auto it in there. I did not need to put them that far back. All right, there we go. Just for the time being. Just to go ahead and line everything up. I don't think I'll ever need these, but if I do. I just want them to be here. I'm not gonna hook this up just yet. Okay. And these are all going to be residual fuel. Okay, we are gonna do turbo fuel. It's not gonna be tonight. Not to be today. Oh, that reminded me. Polyester fabric is something we're going to do with the other fuel producing plants later. 16 to 40. So this is going to make 200 units of fuel. Okay. Huh. Oh, it's got a nasty little bend in it. You know what? I'm not gonna do that. New idea. Okay, so these are doing that. Not you. Packager. I need to be looking at the packager. Alright, I need... Okay. So I just need one of these each. I need one packager for each. That's pretty simple. Break time! How's it going today, Ms. Roy? How you doing? Good, I hope. Alright, my next question is, how do packagers line up with the rest of this? Oh, it's... Oh. Oh, okay. Okay, so I am gonna have to go down over the edge for this. Okay. Alright, this isn't gonna line up exactly the way I wanted it to. Actually... doesn't look too bad. All right. So actually, I can do straight over from there. All right, I'm gonna tear out all this. We're gonna have a moment of deadlock here, unfortunately. But I don't think it's gonna completely destroy everything. I don't think. Ooh, what's this? Motors. I hate dismantle crates. I'm a frustrated customer. I had a question about the DefWise account since I couldn't verify her phone. I couldn't. Aw, that is a shame. That is unfortunate. Oh God, I'm gonna have. All right, I'm gonna have a bunch of dismantled crates over here, and I'm not thrilled about it, but maybe I can just do it over here out of the way. This whole thing is gonna be so ugly. Hang on. Put some of this stuff down. Oh, whoa, 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 not that guy. Not him. Alright, so yeah, we're gonna have to plug this in over there somehow. Alright, so those are the packagers. I really needed to... Okay. Go ahead and spin all that out. Let's get rid of this. And get rid of this down here. Okay, still not leaving any dismantle crates. That's good. Okay. Free and press are open-ended. This game is just ask for an end goal and doesn't care how officially you get there. It's the anti-Zachtronic. Yeah, you're not graded on anything. It doesn't track any metrics for it. Just like do it. Just go for it. I'm thinking actually about a kind of weird design here. I think this would actually work. Hang on. Oh my god, I think it will. Like, if I just do, like... Oh my god, it will. I can... Okay. And then I think a pipe could go right past it. Or right through the middle. Oh, that's so cool. Okay. Alright, I got an idea. I think like that? Yeah, like that. Ha! Okay, cool. Just because no grade doesn't mean you're not judging you. You're doing great, Chief. What's up, Grunt? Okay. What a minimalist shot of the goal look like? Is all this infrastructure actually necessary to reach the end in a reasonable time? No, it's not. We are maybe... I would say we're probably less than halfway towards the end goal of the game, just because the later phases get exponentially more complicated. What I'm doing right now is, I wanted designs this time that actually looked good and were, like, functional and expandable. So the benefit to doing all of this is that once I do start working towards these objectives here, it's gonna go a lot faster. It's gonna go way, way faster. All right, that's kind of not what I had in mind, but you know what? I'm not gonna... I don't think there's enough of a... Yeah, it can't do that, I don't think. I think the bend's wrong, so... I'm not gonna complain. So yeah, this is half I want it to look nice for once, and half I'm trying to future-proof all these designs. So that when I do get back to just making pure progress, it'll go much smoother. And then these are gonna make empty canisters. So I'm gonna need 150 plastic, which should be fine. Okay, so what we're actually gonna do over here, oh, you know what? I'm just gonna shove this back in there, honestly. I'm gonna shove these directly in here, in fact. That way they're out of my inventory and I won't need them anymore. Yeah, a minimalist shot at the end game looks like that factory I showed you before that I beat the game with. I.e. hideous. Just an absolute spaghetti atrocity. Alright, so from the end here, we're gonna do a... We're gonna do a conveyor splitter. Remember, spaghetti is delicious. Okay. Okay, that's gonna be a conveyor 4 going in there. I'm gonna want, let's see, this is gonna be consuming, what'd I say, 200, this is gonna be 200 plastic a minute. No, 150 plastic a minute. Which is gonna be a Mark III belt, I think. Yeah, it's gonna have to be Mark III. Hopefully I don't run out of fuel while I'm doing this. I don't think I will. Actually, that's not what I need. I need Mark 1. Oh my god, No, I did. No, that's fine. I just need to reverse that. Scratch that, reverse it. Okay, let's run up under this place real quick. The pretty no, but it still work, also no. But do I have a plan to fix it? Still no. Oh no, okay. Alright. Speaking of which, this is gonna be kinda ugly. Oh no, okay, it's just I just barely gave it enough clearance. By some absolute miracle, I gave it enough clearance. Alright, and then we'll do... Shown 5, and then we'll do 3s through here. Okay, conveyor belt Mark 3. These come all the way here. There we go. Okay. Now that should be shoveling. Yep. Okay, that's gonna shovel all the plastic in. Perfect. Good. Great. Awesome. Back to work. Good luck making the pasta. Thank you. An interestingly prophetic way to say that. In fact, we'll come back to pasta in the future. Don't you worry. Okay, and that's gonna make packaged fuel. Okay, great. And then, okay. And then I think what we can do, that's gonna make how much fuel? 40 per minute. Conveyor lift Mark 1. We'll lift this up. Possibly good when you're just noodling around. Alright, we are going to stop with the to-do list crap. I don't want it. We're gonna merge this way, and this way, and this way, this way, and not... There is a non-zero chance I accidentally lined this up perfectly. Oh my god, I think I may have actually done it. I think I may have aligned this correctly. It's not gonna reach, but nope, nope. Oh my god, I'm off by like... That's so frustrating. I'll do it up under here. That'll make it feel better. There. There we go. Just need a little hitch in it, and it's fine. Everything's fine. Okay. Now I power it up, and everything should work. And I'm out of fuel. Sabu Blacken, how you doing? I need those. I don't need this, and I don't need this, and I don't need these, and I don't need these. Give me everything. Okay, cool. All right, power. We just need power. Power, 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 power. If you know, you know. I'm just gonna start using power pole 2s for everything. Yeah, for this specific reason. I think I've reached a point of Caterium saturation where I can do this. All right, there is, I haven't forgotten, chat, there's one pipe I need to hook up that I haven't hooked up yet. So don't worry, I haven't forgotten. I know what I'm doing. Hopefully this whole thing is going to work without, you know, self-destructing. Do I actually have enough hookups for... No, I don't. Normally I wouldn't care about this, but I put it far enough back that it would actually look really bad. Not that complicated. Okay. Now all I gotta do is connect this bit of pipe And the system should work. We should have fuel production again. Oh, I didn't realize I clipped this directly. You know what? Let's have a little bit of fun with this. Of course, I'm missing iron plates. There we go. Let the fuel, yes, let the fuel flow. Yes. Oh, thank God. Okay. Finally. Where's another dismantle crate? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. It works, chat. Oh, I never turned this on. That entire side of my factory, I just never turned it on. Will you please stop doing this? I gotta get all this crap out of here. Okay, show me the rubber. Yeah, there it goes. Okay, rubber mate. All right. Yes, we are good. We are good. Everything is functional now. It's gonna take, because of the design, it's gonna take a while for everything to like get up to speed. So, all right. One more thing I want to do before I leave here. I want to make sure this whole system doesn't deadlock. All right. I'm currently producing 200 plastic per minute. And 150. You know what? I think it's gonna be fine, honestly. Maybe. I don't know. That's a lot of plastic. We'll leave it for now. We'll leave it for now. It's fine. All right, chat. The chemical plant for the time being is done. I am happy with this. I am satisfied with this. I'm gonna come back through and redo the colors on it off stream. I am also gonna hook up dimensional depots at some point, probably not today. All right. But that's brought max consumption and production much terrifyingly close in line. That actually concerns me a bit. That's actually a bit scary. But I'm gonna leave this alone for now. Man, I kind of need to hook up more power, but I don't want to hook up more power. Not right now, anyway. I wanted to tear all this down, to be completely honest. Oh! Since we're here, we can do a thing I wanted to do. I need to use some tickets. We need to use some tickets, chat. Because I made 23 tickets in the Awesome Sing. In the midst of all this. So now I have 30. And I'm also going to shove some more stuff in here, too. Whole bunch of junk I don't actually need at the moment. We got all that out of there, and then I'm gonna steal some... Where are they? Not you. I want to steal my iron plates. Because holy sweet mother of God, am I gonna need a lot of these for what I'm gonna do next. We need like every iron plate in existence. Okay, let's spend some tickets. There's some more customization options that I want to make these upcoming buildings look a bit more unique. Okay, not worrying about specials. I will get these at some point, but I don't need them right now. I'm still using poles. Same with these screens. Okay, it's the customizer that I want. I need... Alright, I need steel wall materials. Hill, do you have a ticket-related side quest? I want to see if she's going to show up for that. Alright, so that's 10 right there. Alright, I need roofs and roof corners. That's 20. Man, I want all of this stuff. I want all this stuff, chat. Jesus. I've been waiting on the personal elevator, too. I really want windowed walls. I'm gonna take windowed walls and... Maybe the structural beam pack? Let's get that. Alright.
All fixed vetted materials are tested for toxins, hallucinogens, and other biologically adverse effects. Pioneers are advised not to immerse themselves in these materials, and not to lick, eat, breathe in, or otherwise consume them.
Okay, let's take a peek in the MAM real quick, because I think there was some stuff I could maybe unlock right now. We're not going to do hostile organism detection just yet. Can't do these, I know. Caterium... No, I haven't automated the production of that stuff. Not power slugs. Quartz... I think... Do I have silica in my... I do. Okay, so I can actually expand my... That's awfully nice. I can expand my inventory.
Pocket dimension now extra dimensionalized with additional dimensional capacity.
8 is so silly. Sulfur. I think I can actually research the rifle. No, I have black powder. Can I handcraft smokeless? I might not be able to. No, you can't handcraft smokeless. So we're not quite there yet. But hey, I have more inventory space, which as you can see is pretty useful. Okay, I need to redo... I need to do up one blueprint real quick before we start this next leg of our journey. So I made a bunch of new blueprints, mostly these white ones. The smart way to do blueprints in this game is to blueprint anything that you're going to be making a lot of, which is obviously why I blueprinted stuff like roads and truck stops and things. The hypertube road supports, the little pillars I was making. For factory layouts, since you're going to be laying down so many constructors and assemblers, it is smart to blueprint them out so you can just slap down a whole bunch of them at once. So yeah, for the metalworks and the steel mill that we're going to be doing next, I'm going to need a lot of constructors and assemblers, and I came up with 2 different designs for these. The generic ones are just flat. Everything is on the same level. I am going to use this for the steel mill. I want the steel mill to just be this giant box of industrial tangle. Like that's the concept that I have for it. I want this big like glass and steel warehouse, and inside is entirely, I'm not even gonna split it into discrete floors. The bottom of it is just gonna be this like dense, unnavigable morass of foundries and constructors and belts and splitters and stuff, and I'm gonna have catwalks going over it. And then everything that's made from that, I'm going to use like the vertical lifts, and then have like platforms that things like rotors and stators and motors and screws are made on. In contrast, the iron and copper, I want these to be nice and neat. I want them to have discrete floors, and I want each floor to be extremely walkable. So to that end, I'll just show you what I did here with this, because I think this might be the one I have to redo. So yeah, the actual normal part, like the main factory part, is just going to be these assemblers. Everything else is going to be fed up and fed down to the logistics floor, which is all snapped underneath the bottom here. And it's set up so everything goes in this way and out the other way. So the first stuff in will produce the first stuff out, which should hopefully prevent any kind of deadlocks or slowdown. Now, the reason I loaded this one is because I wanted to... I need a foundry version of this, which I'm probably gonna have to redo. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo all of this. Oh, that was the other thing I'm gonna do. Let me run over and do this real quick. Like I said, we're gonna use some actual alternate recipes now. Instead of doing iron and copper the old-fashioned way, I'm gonna be doing alloys, because this way I can process everything through the same facility. So we're gonna be making copper alloy ingots, which is 5 iron ore and 5 copper ore. And it's gonna produce 100 copper for us a minute per foundry. So I'm gonna take that, and we're gonna take the iron alloy ingot, which is a lot more iron and a little bit of copper, and almost as high a production rate. So now that I've done that, I wanna blueprint these as such. We'll have a copper, we'll have an iron version and a copper version. Crap, where does this sit? Oh, the foundry's a lot smaller than I thought. Let me look at something real quick. Iron Foundry design. See, this is the flat layout one. Okay. Let me go ahead, now that I'm thinking about it. We'll set this up for alternate iron. So that's gonna be 40 iron ore and 10 copper ore per minute. Okay, so I've set the recipe on this, so let's save that. Let's redo it for copper. That's 50 and 50. Okay, and then I want to, I mean, there's no way I could do it off of 2, right? Maybe? No, I don't think there is. I'm just gonna do... I'm gonna take the compact assembler because I've already laid this out, and I'm just gonna repurpose this. I'll need to redo the output lanes, but that's fine. Sorry, I know this is annoying, but I just want to see. Is that too far away? No, that looks weird. That's not it. There it goes. Yeah, it has to plug directly in. That way I don't have to build any extra conveyors. that there. Yeah, unfortunately, this is going to leave a fair bit of space on the back. But I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Iron is going to make 75. Copper's going to make 100. So actually, oh man. I didn't even think about this, but... Actually, no. I did Mark 4s for everything, didn't I? To kind of future-proof the output. And you know what? That's okay. And we do a conveyor merger. Everything goes in that way. And then out this way. This is a little annoying. To get these to auto connect, you have to put stuff all the way to the edge, which for conveyor belts means you got to put these little ceiling mounts and then get rid of them if you don't want them to overlap real ugly like. There we go. All right. And then, sorry, just real quick. Oh, God, no, that's not what I wanted. We'll have to... We'll work out all the customization at some point. Alright, so anyway, this is gonna be... Alright, this is gonna be iron. This is gonna be the compact iron. Yeah, foundation primary. And then icon is boundary. Alright, so that's that. Then we save a compact copper one. Paid the whole blueprint, you'll only need the edge. Alright, save that as copper. Clear the designer. Take all my shit back. Alright, let's do this. Time for new factory construction. Now we're gonna build it here. We are going to build our new factory here, chat. I'm actually having to build it a bit back. I have forgotten about this particular rock outcropping. I could go that way with it. build it on that side. I could also just build it high. Yeah, this is gonna get in the way, at least of the stations. Alright, I want to leave enough space for everything. Excuse me, buddy. So, okay, if I leave that open, if I leave this open, then how many stations can I fit here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is gonna be okay. Because I'm also gonna have space for stations on that side. I'm gonna give myself a lot of room for this. I want to go ahead and plug stations in here so that I'll be ready. I have to say, this is a pretty smart blueprint. Okay, that's that. Let's do the other one over here. Do. Oh, okay. I actually space these out a little bit differently. So I can actually build a station here. And that will line up correctly. Cool, okay. I didn't mean to do that, but I did that. We're not going to be using these stations right away, but we will need them. I just realized I could maybe do that. Okay. Thinking thoughts. Thoughts are happening. Bro, it's not, yeah, it's not that hard. No, not that way. These I'll take in for your new package fuel setup. So the package fuel setup is for all the trucks. This over here, these two stations together are basically a gas station. I have a truck going around delivered. What's in here? Oh, a bunch of dumb shit. Okay. Yeah, this is my refueling station. So all the trucks that come through here, which is basically just a concrete one right now, stops at this refueling station. This one is the fueling drop-off for the, like, refueling supply truck. It took 2 stations because if all stations have to either load or unload, and if I tried to use one station to unload fuel, then if any truck stopped at it and it didn't have an empty inventory, it would also unload its inventory there. That was the problem I had with the concrete truck, because my concrete plant wasn't using all the concrete I was producing. So it would unload the concrete into the fuel reserves and gum up the works. So, Okay, now let's put down some kind of cornerstone foundationing here. Not like that. Not like that. Not like any of that, in fact. I want you to... Yeah, that was it. That was it. Do that again. Okay. Let's see. I wanted to give myself a little extra space on the inside of this factory. And apparently this factory is gonna have to be up a bit because there are nodes here. So... I'm gonna need... Alright, this is gonna be a little weird, but... We'll figure out how all this is gonna work later. Right now... I just need a place to start. Alright, I think that's gonna be fine. I think that's gonna be fine. Yeah, that's fine. It's just poking into the top of that. Alright, so this is going to be the logistics floor of the factory. So again, I'm gonna need some space in between the start of it, and so we'll go one in. All right, real quick, down here. What do I have down here? This is a normal iron node. Right? Yeah, it's a normal iron node. And this is a... also normal iron node. Okay, so I have iron. I have iron to start with. I want to go ahead and upgrade these to Mark IIs. Oh, I need portable miners. I can do that. Actually, since I just built myself a handy little street corner here. A little place for practical application of engineering. Go ahead and put down some workspaces. I remember I did pass up a recipe for automated portable miners. I don't regret it, because I'm still not in a position to like build a factory for these things. But I will be soon, and hopefully that recipe will come back around, because I think it'd be nice to not have to sit around and do this. Alright, so with that done, we'll go ahead and switch this over to Mark IIs. So now each of these is going to be producing 120 per minute, and I could crystal them up In fact, I don't think there's any good reason not to, because this will save me some time. 300. All right, actually off of these, that's going to produce more than enough. More than I can use on a single belt right now. So this will be the foundation of my iron, of my smeltery. Okay. Let me think about this. Let me think about how I want to do this. Because we have... The first floor is going to be the compact iron foundry. And we can build it like so. Yeah, so everything's going to go in here and out the other side. So if I were to build this here. All right, next question. How do the walls line up? That's fine. I can actually work with that. I can actually do some cool stuff with that. All right. So everything goes in here and out the top. This requires... Oh my god. So I'm making 600 iron ore down there a minute. 600. I can run 15 of these. Right? 40 times 50. Yep, 15, which means 5 of these blueprints. Two. 3. Oh my god. 4. 5. Holy shit. That's kind of insane. All of that just off of these 2 iron mines down here. Well, let's, you know, we need a lot more iron plates. Like, a lot more iron plates. Damn, bro. All right, I'm gonna put the iron in here. We're gonna do a merger for future proofing of all this. And then I think we can just do like a conveyor lift up for that. Oh, I didn't put that in the right place. Haha. Okay, so that's that conveyor lift. And then that can come down here. This will go into a merger. All right. Stupid amount of iron being supplied now. Into this absolutely gobsmacking man. There it goes, chat. Oh, yeah. I'm manifolding all of this. All of this is going to go into a manifold system. I just do not want to bother with load balancing on this scale. It would be a gigantic pain in the ass, and I'm not doing it. Alright. I'm gonna hook this up to some easy power right now. All of this will be dealt with architecturally at some point. There we go. I'm sorry, what? Please don't tell me I have to redo all these. Please, I'm begging you. No, okay. Maybe. It's iron ore, right? Yeah, that's iron ore. Okay. Why do I have this weird-ass feeling I did this wrong? I feel like these should be filling up with iron ore. Like, why aren't they? That's iron ore. Bro, I don't know. Okay, let's see. Is there copper? There is. There's copper down here. I'm just gonna steal this copper. There's no point in driving a truck this far. It's a normal copper node. I like that. All right, 15, 10 each. This makes 120. Crystalling this once should do the trick. Yeah, I'll kick out 180. All right. Alright, that's gonna need to go in here. Which means I think we put a hole, like, here. And then just in the interest of never having to deal with the logistics of this again, we'll just do the Mark IVs. Alright, let's see if this shit actually works. I'm faintly terrified it's not going to. It's getting copper but not iron. What did I do? That's a conveyor splitter. The iron ore is going into that. There's copper in there. Why isn't there... There's iron in there. What on earth is going on? Did I do it backwards? What in the hell? Is it the conveyor lift? It can't be. Oh my god, does it have to be that way? I thought I could build it straight into there. Does it not like that? I mean, if that's the case, I'll... Fuck. Hang on. I might have to redo this entire design. And that sucks. Because what I did was... Here, let me show you. Let me show you how I had this. I built the conveyor hole first. set that up, and then I brought this down to, like, here. And then I put the splitter on there. Because it snapped too. Like that. Is it working now? Now it's working. What in the hell, man? So that this design does work. It's just, is it the splitter? If I put the splitter back on, will that work? No, I have to like... Fuck, do I have to like rebuild this whole thing because of that? Apparently the answer is yes. Fuck. Okay, hang on. If I leave that and I just do this, will that work? No, it's the conveyor lift. The problem's the conveyor lift. All right. God damn it. Oh, I have to do this like 12 times. Oh my god. Okay. Also, is this actually outputting? Because I used the same design on the other side. Okay, at least it's outputting. Alright, chat. I apologize. This is really dumb, and I'm really annoyed, but... Sometimes things in Satisfactory just don't work quite right. I mean, this still saved me a ton of time. I didn't have to build out this whole complex by hand. I just have to fix this one particular line. And fortunately, everything is already aligned. Christ almighty. Okay, so I have to do this again. There's also a non-zero chance if I just saved and exited and came back, this would work. I've heard of stuff like that too, where people design something and it, like, they'll design a blueprint and they'll slap it down, it won't work. But if they save and exit and then come back, it does. But honestly, this isn't the worst thing in the world. This could be much worse. It's a repairable flaw, at least. I need to turn off that notice. That actually kind of startled me. Okay. Alright. Alright, shit works now. Because the factory doesn't work, you try to turn it off and on again, literally. Literally that. Okay. So now we have iron. Scads of iron. Tons of iron. All the iron, not all the iron we'll ever need. That's a stupid thing to say. Now we want compact constructors. And oh boy, I can't wait to have the exact same problem with this. I connect these across? I can. Okay. Fuck. I didn't set. Okay. That's okay. Let's just start making iron plates. Copy the settings. We will paste the settings. Also, mathematically, how much am I making now? 75 per... Oh. Okay, I'm making more. I'm making more than I can even use. Like... Oh my god, I'm just gonna have to eyeball all of this shit. I'm just gonna have to eyeball everything. Alright, is this gonna work? Yes, okay, Christ, thank you. That's gonna work. Okay, so... Alright, I'm limited at this point to my belts. I can transfer 400 and... I thought it was more than that. 480 resources per minute. Meaning I can transfer... 50... I can transfer the output of 5 foundries, right? Okay, well, this is going to be complicated. So let's break this one here. That's 5 foundry outputs, right? Which means that is 75. That means that's 450. 450 iron ingots going down through there. Every one of these takes 30. Which means 15 of these. Okay, that's kind of gobsmacking, but okay, let's do it. Why the hell not? You know what? Before I do that, I'm just gonna make iron constructors. I'm gonna blueprint these as iron constructors because otherwise I'm gonna lose my goddamn mind. What's up, PM Collector Boy? Missed start your stream because I was in dire need of a power nap. Yeah, entirely legit. Entirely legit. I need... Hang on. I need to build a new blueprinter out here. I forget how big it is. Fuck it, who cares? This is all get pulled down eventually. Not big enough. Yeah, I'm gonna have to build like a blueprint workshop somewhere nearby. Fine, whatever. All right, load me up my compact constructors. You're gonna be my iron plate constructors. Compact iron plates. And then let's change your color to foundation. Okay. While we're here, let's do rods. You know, when I was conceiving of this, it didn't even occur to me the scale on which I was going to be operating. Like, I didn't bother to do any of the math. I was just like vibing when I came up with this concept, and now I realize I'm going to be massively overproducing. I don't even need trucks to pipe stuff in. Just the nodes right here is going to make more iron and copper shit. Well, it's going to make more iron than I ever need. Copper is going to be another story. I know it doesn't seem like we use much copper right now anyway, but that's gonna change. Also, how are we doing on power? We are right on the line presently. Fortunately, constructors don't use a ton of power, and because I'm doing this, I can tear down my old ones. All right, compact iron plates. Wow, that's instant. Oh my god, that's so cool. Instant gratification, chat. So that's 9. And the great irony now, we are missing iron plates to build more iron plates. What is this world coming to? Got back in Starport Gemini Warlords. Enjoying it way more than the first couple times. First few hours are painfully dull. Starts getting good once the Empire building part picks up. I feel like I've played a Starpoint Gemini. I don't remember which one it is. All right. Now, the manifold design of this means... Oh, hello. Go. Manifold design of this means it's not going to produce everything we need immediately. Chad, if you don't mind me saying, this is a hell of a factory. This is a hell of a factory I've constructed here. Geez, I don't even know where to put this stuff. I need, like, some kind of stopgap storage. But this is working, right? Manifolds. Okay, so manifold designs on this scale can take hours to spin up fully. I'm confident I did the math right on this. What's up, Chaos? I know. This is iron plates. This is iron plate construction right here. And I'm only using 1/3 of my output presently. All right, I'm gonna give myself some space. Shit, why not? I got the space. I deserve space, chat. No, this is literally only a fraction of my true power. Glad to see Mecha Chameleon just killing it. Too bad I'm not a multiplayer person. My artistic skills are non-existent. Okay. Alright, can I fit? Oh, and industrial storage is not gonna fit there. I'm probably going to do it anyway. Yeah, I want to have a very walkable factory, chat. I want to have a factory that I can actually move around in. Now, what I could do, in theory, is storage container everything. It's not as big, but... What if we do this? I'm spitballing ideas here. What if we... Okay, actually, before I do that, I need to split some stuff off. Here. This break here. Excited to see your villain arc, I think is well earned. Let's cut across here. Trying to decide where to loop back up. Oh, I could do something actually really cool, in fact. Can I... That's a Mark 1. Oh no, it's not high enough for conveyor lifts. Shit. Okay. Can I do conveyor ceiling mount here? Possibly. Over this guy. How much would you hate that? You wouldn't, actually. Oh, that's perfect. Okay. All right, routing, chat. Routing is a challenge here, but we can do this. Okay, hang on. We're gonna need to break this again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Nope, not that one. That one. All right. Load-bearing block of thin air. All right. I'm not sure what it's trying to connect to exactly. Kind of weird like that. There we go. I'm too powerful, chat. I'm too powerful. All right, let's talk about iron rods for a second here. Iron rods take 15 and produce 15. I gotta crystal all these. Ticky-tacky node near here. I'm not doing this. Oh, I wish I could copy what I did down there. That'd actually be really nice. But I can't. In theory, this max processes all the iron plates you can use. You're thinking overflow. Yeah. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, I have... Jesus Christ. just the scale on which this is operating is kind of blowing my mind here. Okay. So now I need to bring these guys over. And that's gonna go down here. So how did I do this? From that line. And then I put a conveyor ceiling mount on the line between them. Like so. And that let me, oh yeah. And that let me feed it into there. Okay. All right, I'm just gonna crystal these. Except I don't have enough crystals. Well, that's okay. We can fix that. Because there is a power slug right over here by my power towers. So let's do a brief moment of exploration, chat. To here, I believe. That's a purple. What else do I need? I currently have how many? Oh no, they're in my inventory. 7. This will break down to 5, so that's 12. So I need 3 more. one over here. This is a blue one, I think. Yeah, so I'm gonna need 2 more after this. That right there, that soldier on the game. Oh yeah, there's demolition in this too. There is exploring to be had. All right, I need, come on, 2 more. Okay, I see a gold one up there. I can get that guy, and then we should be good. Blowing the poison. Oh, you know, that didn't even occur to me to blow up the poison itself. Unauthorized hostility. Yeah, go fuck yourself. You want some unauthorized hostility? Go fuck yourself. Oh, shit. Ow. Ow. Oh, God. Okay, this might be a bit tricky. There we go. Okay. Alright, that should be plenty of power slugs. Well, not plenty. That should be all the ones I'm about to use. That's good, too, because my entire inventory is full now. So let's break these guys down. Also, chat, now that I'm doing this, now that this place is going up, I can finally tear down all of this. In fact, I might do that. I might start that process before we end the stream today. What's up, Dave? Are there a finite number of slugs? There are a finite number of slugs. It is an absurd number of slugs, but it is finite. And that's okay, because spoilers, in phase 5, you can manufacture synthetic power shards, which work just like the real ones. And in fact, those are going to be ingredients and stuff later on. Rest in peace, sweet prince. Sure, make some proteins. Who cares? All right. Let me throw some of this stuff in the grinder so my inventory is not completely full. Like all of this stupid ore that just ended up here for no reason. Yeah, I think that should be fine. What is it about? This is about 50 hours deep, yeah. Including the time I have spent outside the game doing like little detail work and touch-ups and fixing things. Yeah, this save is probably about 50 hours in. So, and again, like there's different ways to pace all this out. Like instead of like the last, I think 20 hours of this, I've spent working on all this infrastructure, building highways, building buildings, building stuff at scale. You don't have to do this. You can spend the entire game just expanding out from your starter base. The trade-off is you will have a difficult time building things at this kind of scale. Like I'm doing it this way because I want to do it this way, because I want to build designs that look good and are fully functional. I've always wanted to play this game in such a way that I never needed more of anything. That everything I'm producing on such a... Did I do these? I did these fucking backwards. I am so dumb, chat. I can't believe I did that. Yeah. No, the endgame logistics in this game are staggering. I keep alluding to, like, endgame copper requirements. Like, we're gonna need a setup like this for copper. That was the one thing that caught me completely off guard when I beat this game before, is the copper that you need at the end. Because for most of the game, copper is an afterthought. You make your wiring, you make your cables, you make your sheeting, and that's it. That's all you really need. You just need to make enough to split off into, like, stators and, like, electronics and stuff. No big deal. Phase 5. Phase 5 will smack you right in the face with insane copper requirements. And I really, really struggled at that point. Alright, so anyway, crystal up. Oh no, I want to double the output. Chat, I don't have enough. I don't actually have to do this, but I'm going to. Alright, I need a lot more. Fuck. Alright, whatever. I may remember to do this later, I may not. Just straight up. No, do not delete that whole thing. Oh, yeah. All right. Plates and rods. Rods and plates. We did it, chat. Boy, that's something to behold, isn't it? I am gonna just massively expand. Can I do that? I can't. I'm gonna run this all the way down because I'm gonna make so many of these things and I want all the things. Send it all to the big wallet in the sky? I could do that. Let me, ceiling mount over this. Is that gonna work? I want to be straight. I know, chat. I know. You don't have to tell me, I know. There we go. All right. This is, chat, what I would consider to be an unconscionable amount of plates. And that's half of them. That really just, my God. My God, chat. And I did all this off of 2 iron nodes and 1 copper node. Yeah, said it'd be easy juggling plates. And we can expand all this as I get more powerful belts. There are still a couple tiers of belts past this one. Use another tier of storage or 2 as well. I'm using this one because it's short, and I want this all confined to the logistics floor of this factory. I could be using my industrial storage like I do over in the chemical plant, but I don't know. I'm being boring with this factory. Okay. Hang on. We're gonna go. I want a good look at this. So we're gonna go to the top of the concrete plant, so we can look upon my works. Not bad. Not bad, chat. That is the first floor of the metalworks. So, looking around here. I mean, that right there, that's another iron node. That I don't even need. Like, I built these truck stops and I don't even need them. Like, I don't know when, if ever, I'm gonna be pumping more, like, more metals and stuff into here. Okay, so here's the plan. I need. Okay. So this is, let's go back down there for a sec. I want to check our power consumption at the moment. We're still fine. Yeah. Yeah, max consumption is in line with production, but our actual consumption is only like half, it's less than half of our current production. That's fine. We're going to be good for a while. I want to look at we're gonna go down here. There might be other nodes down there that I haven't been paying attention to. I want to look at assembler, because all of this has to be turned into other things. Reinforced iron plates, or plates and screws. Screws have to be made over in the steel mill because I'm going to use the alternate steel screws recipe. Modular frames are going to be reinforced plates and rods. Or reinforced plates and screws. So then... Why am I making iron rods? I have alternate recipes that take iron rods out of everything. I don't need them to make screws. I don't need them to make frames. I don't need them to make rotors. Why am I making iron rods? I'm not gonna undo this, but I'm gonna pull the crystals out of them. So the normal progression, the normal way this works is you smelt iron. Iron turns into... Alright. You smelt iron ore into iron ingots. You turn iron ingots into iron plates and iron screws. Or, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm going to confuse y'all terribly with this. Iron ingots can be made into iron plates and iron rods. Iron rods can be turned into screws. You use iron plates and screws to make reinforced iron plates, and then you take reinforced iron plates and iron rods to make frames. That's kind of like the basic entry-level iron production. However, most of the hard drives that I've unlocked and utilized have given me alternate recipes that, as it turns out, work all the way around iron rods. I do still need iron rods for certain things. Power poles. Power poles have to be built with iron rods. Where are they? Ladders are made with iron rods. Railings are made with iron rods. So I need iron rods for my highway construction because I use light poles and railings on all of those. So it's not like I don't need them. It's just at industrial scale, for what I've been doing, I don't need them. I just need them for, like, personal construction. So, there's that. I got a few more minutes. I got a few more minutes. I think I'm gonna start tearing all this apart over here. Would better use the rod production of this plant go to steel? No, because steel is made from iron ore and coal. And I'm gonna pull apart my old steel production to make the new steel production. That can just go straight in. That's gonna be no problem. So let's see what I'm gonna do. All right, I'm gonna go over by the hub and I'm gonna empty my inventory and I'm gonna deconstruct pretty much everything. All the iron stuff for sure. The only thing I need is my fuel. And I'm going to start from the back and work forward. So... Oh, I should take all this apart down here. I super don't need this stuff over here. Let's see. That's a miner. That can go away. And you, and you, you, and you, and you, and you. That's a power pole. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead. I think I can just go ahead and disconnect all this from power. Yeah. Don't worry, that's not the main grid, that's the grid over here. Pull that miner apart. Oh, I was gonna let it continue producing. I guess we're not gonna do that. Actually, yeah. Let's not disconnect this from power just yet. Because what I can do is tempting to feed all of that into storage containers. End of an era, chat. The original starter base. Starter base Mark 1 is finally coming down. It's finally ending. Boys Cement, end of the road place. Remember when we came over to this river to deforest it for biomass, chat? Yeah, I hated that. I'm glad that shit's over. Actually, yeah, I guess I could have cut off power to all of this, because it's not like... These are all completely full anyway. I'll let these containers sit out in the desert for a while. But honestly, I'm probably just going to feed them into an awesome sink. I don't really see any reason not to. Saving tickets for anything specific? Yeah, there's still some stuff I want to... There's still a bunch of customization stuff that I want. That's it, chat. Starter base is now 3 crates in the desert. 4. I forget what's in... 5. I forget what's in these. Iron plates, ironically. You know what? I just pulled apart a dimensional depot, didn't I? Yeah, let's shove you in there. There we go. Now I can finally have some, now I can finally have iron plates. I mean, I'm gonna put dimensional depots over in the metalworks. But for right now, it's like, who cares? There's still some biomass left, as it turns out. Just a teeny bit. And I'm gonna let this base run its course. There we go. Yeah, I wanna take the miners off of these nodes so that I can see where new nodes can be, or where old nodes can be replugged back in the network. I've always hated this ugly ass ramp. Has always frustrated me. All right. So eventually that's going to run itself out of stuff. Okay, what do I want to keep? The ugly round is important for hiding from tier 1 enemies. Not wrong. Huh, I have 96 power shards shoved in here? Huh. That never occurred to me. I really don't think I need any of this stuff. I am out of encased industrial beams. I know why. I know why. I know why. Hang on, let me make a really ugly stopgap. No, I can't do that. Actually, yeah, I can. Yeah, wow, I'm out of encased industrial beams. Didn't even realize. Okay. I thought you were making giant buttons from. Perfect. All right, that's one down. Yeah, that happened because I cut off concrete production to the old steel mill. That's what happened there. So I need to hand feed some concrete in there. I hate this ramp too. This is a dumb ramp. We're slowly cleaning everything up, chat. Everything is going to be clean and beautiful someday. 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 All of this is going to be gone. Seems impossible, but it's true, chat. It's true. Oh, there's another... Well, that one doesn't even have power. That's fine. We'll fix that one up. Might even plug that one into the current building. Yep, there it is. That storage container right there was supplying concrete for my encased industrial beam production. And now it isn't. So we're gonna fix that. gonna fix that in a really easy way. Right, can't do that. Tier 2 Bell so I know. How the mighty have fallen, chat. How the mighty have fallen. There's another pile of concrete over here that isn't being used for anything. Back here. Oh, did I ever show you what's under the concrete mill, the concrete plant now? It's pretty cool. Except I can't get up there. Maybe I can go up on this side. Actually, I can finally take this crap apart. Oh, I've been waiting for that. I've been waiting for that for so long. I always hated this dumb little, like, floating island out here. Stuff left over from my old concrete production. Yeah, check it out. I have a proper logistic floor here. I mean, it's empty right now because I'm just, in relative terms, not making that much concrete, but yeah, eventually, chat. Eventually. Okay. Even that's gonna come down eventually. Those coal plants. And this is gonna come down. I'm gonna build the steelworks on this side. I need to build it close to the metalworks. I actually have a damn Mercer sphere. I think everything else can be vented. Okay, finished basement available for immediate move-in. Alright, so I think that's gonna do it for today. I have certainly made a lot of progress. We have certainly made a lot of progress, chat. It is a group effort, after all. I make the effort, and you make fun of it. The chemical plant is good for now. It will need to be further expanded. Mainly for power. But I think that can wait until turbo fuel. Proud of all the work. You should be. You should be. When we come back on Wednesday, I think we're gonna tear most of this up. I think we're gonna tear most of this up. I might let it run since I cut off all of its main supplies. I might feed everything into the awesome sinks, but the thing I really want to do on Wednesday is get the steel mill going. Because I need the steel mill to make screws. Then I can pipe the screws over into the metalworks and do reinforced plates and frames. And we can go from there. So between now and Wednesday, I may do some architectural work on the metalworks. So it may look more like an actual building when we come back on Wednesday. Yeah, I may reroute some stuff here to feed it into the awesome sinks. I may clean up some of this. Yeah. I think I'm gonna do more and more of the busy work off of stream and then do all the like major construction and exploration unlocking on stream. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. So yeah, I'm very pleased, Chad. Very, 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 very pleased. I feel like so much has been no pun intended, so much has been building to this, to being able to build things at massive scale, to be able to blueprint out entire factories and lay them down in less than an hour. I think it's going to go fast now. I think once I lay the foundations for the steel mill on Wednesday, I think we'll be able to make a lot of progress getting all of our production back up to speed and all of this basic stuff going. And then, I mean, the big thing there is once all of this stuff that was being produced at the starter bases is now like formalized and built at scale, then we can go past that. The only thing that's held me back from progressing through the additional milestones are those like advanced frames, and that's just because I wasn't producing the parts at scale. Now I will be. As soon as I have modular frames going, we can start mashing all this stuff together, and that is particularly exciting. So yeah. Anyway, schedule for... I didn't even really talk about the schedule for this week. Satisfactory obviously is going to continue on Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday night, I'm going to do some kind of little variety thing. It's probably not going to be indie variety night. It may not be Curator Connect. I haven't decided what it's going to be, but Thursday is going to be the Power Hours. The Power Hours are finally returning on Thursday. Now that I'm caught up with all the indie games that I've been slurping up over the last few weeks and months, I think we can finally do the schedule that I always intended to do. So yeah, fans of old Super Nintendo games rejoice. They will be returning. And that should be everybody, because everybody loves the Super Nintendo. This is de facto the best game system. So anyway, chat. Hope you had fun today. Hope it was interesting watching this vast factory complex rise from the desert. It may look a bit prettier when you come back on Wednesday. We'll see. But thanks again for coming out. Hopefully I will see you on Wednesday for more Satisfactory. But until then, as always, y'all take care. Bye, everybody.